Cancers, hi. Welcome to your love reading. Let's draw you 3 oracle cards. First one we draw is, flip right around. Some of you are overthinking. Some of you are overthinking. And overthinking normally leads to problems, because when you overthink, especially you Cancer, when you overthink sometimes, you sort of start to see phantoms that are not really there. Or at least that's what you are prone to do. So you want to be careful of that. Okay? You want to be careful. Some of you are about to make a mistake here. And you might have gotten this reading just in time. You're like, should I do this? Should I not do this? Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? Universe. Okay. So the first card you got was quieting the mind. Okay. As I said, some of you are, you can say that you are thinking, that you're analyzing, but it's almost over-analyzing. And the thing that you want to think about, remember the focus for this reading is love. And the thing that you want to think about is that, remember, you are very emotional, all right? And I understand that because I'm a fellow Cancerian. And the thing is that, remember that when you have that profound connection with your emotions, as you naturally do, your emotions, and you want to really bear this in mind, your emotions is what you are using to regulate your vibration, which communicates to the universe what vibration you are currently at. So you just want to be careful to not focus so much on certain thoughts, because I feel for many of you, like, your third eye is wide open, all right? So, and you could be manifesting things that is not for your greatest good. Whereas at the same particular point in time where you are right now, you have got the power to manifest incredible things right now, all right? So, and this is the thing, sometimes we feel that when it comes to manifestation, especially love, that, that we have to really sort of be on it, like we have to sort of micromanage the universe. But life already understands, the force of life already understands what the desires of our heart are. For the simple reason, you've been yapping it to the universe all the time. So this is where the universe is saying, you know what, I hear what you are saying. I heard you. I've already heard you. But now you need to go into that quiet, surrender, allowing space. I always call it getting, and it doesn't really matter, what you call that which can't be called. I call it source of all. But I always also call it, getting out of God's way. You've made clear what it is that you want to have, and now it's time for you to step back. All right, to allow it to come through, to allow the magic to flow. Because a lot of you are saying that you're not getting what it is that you want to get. You're not getting the partner you want to have, or you're not moving forward in the situation as you sort of like, envision things are going to be. But it's that sort of overthinking, that almost like, all the time, thinking. And you also want to be careful, because some of you could be saying that you're like managing the situation, but you're a little bit going into that sort of like manipulating stage, and you want to be careful of that. All right, we're going to clarify all of these for you. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo energy at the moment. Some of you are, and you want to be careful of these emotions, because some of you are, sorry, having the situation at the moment where you're like, you know what, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm out of here. I'm not going to explain. I'm out of here. My feelings have been hurt. I've been disrespected. I'm out of here. All right? You might be overreacting just a little bit in this case. All right? So it's not saying that, you can't obviously have pride and self-respect and those type of things, but just be careful that you don't go into that space where you're like, I'm not even going to explain. I don't care. I'm not even going to explain. I'm out of here. Be careful of that. All right? And also messages from the angels, let go. All right? Some of you are still holding things in your heart. You are punishing good people at the moment. Some of you are punishing good people at the moment, By doing so, withholding yourself from your own greatest potential, and you're punishing current people for other people at the moment. All right, things that happened before. If you need some space, I feel that some of you need some space away from your person at this particular point in time. Communicate that. All right, let's clarify for you. So we're going to clarify this quieting of the mind for you first, Cancer. What have you all been up to? Leave me some comments. What have you all been up to? And also thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if it's your first time, you're welcome. I'm Adrian, intuitive healer, holistic wellness practitioner, spiritual regression hypnosis practitioner. Now I'm just going to tell you right how it is. Some of you, for those of you that are, either, and I feel that for some of you, you can either be in a situation with someone, so you're physically together, or maybe you've really got some very strong emotions for someone. Whichever way it is, there's a lot of over-processing happening in the mind here, and some of you are in the process of letting go, releasing, cutting. It's like, I'm out of here, I'm out of here, I'm out of here. And I feel that you might want to be just a little bit patient at the moment, okay? And it's almost like an anxiety that I feel like you really need to get like, maybe you just need to hold on just a little bit before you're out of here. So you've got a Queen of Wands in reverse, okay? This is a beautiful connection. But I feel for some of you, there's also fear happening over here, overanalyzing. Some of you don't actually realize it, but you are having fights and arguments and whatever, confrontations and seeing phantoms. And I'm not discrediting those of you that actually have real things, but some of you are, it's almost like you're looking for a problem to get out of the commitment that you are afraid of making, even though you actually do want the commitment. Sounds familiar? Okay. The universe fully supports this connection. So remember, if you feel that you need a little bit of time to process the situation, then you got to give the other person that as well. Because if you feel that you need some time to process the situation, they may actually have it too. Also remember that everybody's mind doesn't work the same way. So this is how you operate and that is how they operate. And sometimes we have to be quiet, and instead of just speaking and accusing, we actually need to listen and to ask. You can realize that somebody else might be suffering more than you. I know it sounds maybe unlikely, but you could be dealing with somebody who's suffering more than you, but because, not necessarily for all of you, but for some of you, because you are always so on about your feelings and your emotions, and this is how you're feeling, your person might feel that they don't actually have a scope to come in and kind of say how they feel. All right? The Sun. So remember, we're going forward towards this Leo energy that I'm going to clarify for you next, and the Sun is also Leo energy. You can really use the situation to your advantage in a beautiful way, all right? But I feel that some of you are overreacting to something small. Chariot. I wouldn't give up just yet. If it comes to, stepping away, walking away, I wouldn't give up on the situation just yet. I'm not saying that you should stay in a situation that, maybe doesn't, honor your greatest good or makes you feel very uncomfortable or, those type of extremes. But I also feel that if you are feeling very sort of like emotionally driven at the moment, and your mind's going like like a pot of water on a stove that's boiling at like 100 degrees Celsius, it's like blah, 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 blah. I don't know how many Fahrenheit that is, but it's the maximum, amount of Fahrenheit that water can boil at. And it's still on the plate, and it's like blah, 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 If your emotions are feeling like that at the moment, you maybe want to give it a moment before you make the decision, okay? Because I feel that some of you might make some emotional decisions that you actually might end up regretting, okay? Now, let's look at this full moon in Leo that says, don't let pride get in your way. What is this about? And so we've got the Hanged Man, we've got the Fool. So again, you are being encouraged to just give things a little bit of a break, a little bit of a moment before you know, you're just like, I'm out of here type of thing. There's a new beginning here. There's a second chance here. There's hope here. There's yeah, 5 of Wands. There's a situation here that neither of you are speaking about. And I feel that the reason, you know, the main reason why the situation is not being spoken about is because you don't want to be openly confrontational. You don't really want to maybe, you know, get into that sort of situation. And the other person don't maybe want to sort of have the conversation with you because they're not quite sure how you're going to act. All right? Give things time. Somehow things are taking a turn here. Somehow things are taking a positive turn here. Coming to this 5 of Wands. Somehow the issue, it's interesting how you seem to be going to the next phase first, and once you got to the next phase, it's almost like in like reflecting back, like in retrospect, you know, kind of realize, so that is what was holding us back. So there's something that is sort of holding things back here, and I feel that for practically all of you, you are dealing with somebody who they sort of fed up, you know, of your you know, like your explanations and your excuses, and you might be believing it's them, but in many cases it's actually you. And so you're actually dealing with somebody who's taking initiative here, you know, who actually decides, you know what, I'm just going to take a chance on this one. And that is why you don't just want to step away, because it's like somebody's about to take a chance on you despite your sort of shortcomings, if you want to call it like that, in inverted commas. I'm just saying that for those of you that might be, you know, listening and not watching. So instead of sort of like talking the situation out, fighting it out, anything like that, somebody takes initiative here, like your person taking initiative because it's not you. And only once you're at the space where you can really sort of let your guard down with this person, that is when, you know, the whatever it was that was actually holding things up is actually coming forth into the table. Let go. Let's clarify this card. Okay, the Tower. Perfect. So your heart space is open and you are ready to heal from the situation. The same, I must draw you one more card, okay? Let's just see. So the Tower, the 6 of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. From the bottom. There we go. Alrighty, so let's get this up. Tower. So this is the end of this is actually the end of a very long, very destructive cycle for many of you. And it's almost like, you know, it's almost like every time that you've been hurt and that you've been let down, you know, in life, in love, in when you hated the weather, and you kept this, like, you sort of like, you know, disappointments inside. Your person is letting you let go of that, and it's such a relief. Some of you don't actually realize how much burden you are carrying around, and you're so tired of it. 6 of Wands. This is you moving forward. You, it might not be for all of you, but I feel that you're dealing with somebody that they've got marriage set in mind. All right. They've got your best intentions set in mind there with Page of Pentacles. They've got pure intentions. All right. They see. Some of you are running around doubting yourself, and they see your real, true beauty of who you are. 8 of Cups. They're helping you. Whoever you're dealing with, you're really dealing with the jewel of a person here. You know, it's so weird. I feel that for some of you, it's almost like you're in a relationship, but you don't realize that you are. You know, you're dealing with that sort of magical person. All right. So, not overthinking, quieting the mind. Be mindful of the thoughts and the energies that you are focusing on the moment. Remember, the universe is always listening. Don't just let go. Don't just step away. You're dealing with somebody really special over here. Things might go forward faster than you actually imagine. Sorry. Faster than you actually imagine. And this person's also really helping you heal from the past. Okay. And if it resonates with you, more than welcome to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm just drawing your card here for a message for you from the universe. Notes from the universe on love. And also, if you like my really funky graphic design, which I think is so beautiful, my best friend does it for me, and there's a link down below in the description for her. She's a graphic designer and a social media manager, and it says AC Digital Marketing Solutions. And you got two cards. I thought you had one. You've got two cards. The one says forgive, you know what, letting go, setting free, not holding on to the past. Then at the back it says, of course, anger can always be justified, but then so can forgiveness. Just depends on how much more you want from the adventure. And then the second card says, if they once loved you, they still do. Some of you all think your situation is over, but it's not. Thanks for every single time you ever fell in love, whether or not it was obvious, whether or not it lasted, and whether or not you were loved back. It changed everything, because actually you are always loved back by the universe. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful life. Until I see you next time. Bye.